Okay, so welcome to the shop. We're selling all kinds of meats today.
Human meat?
Yes, we are. We're cannibals.
My God.
Call me Hannibal Lecter.
We got a guest on the show, and he talks about his experiences working at a hospital. So, he talks about dead bodies a lot. Speaking of which, we lost a few great people this year.
Rest in peace, George Michaels.
We make a bunch of references to them. It's really sad. 2016 is almost over. Christmas just finished. New Year's is upon us. Wait, what?
I just gave you my gift.
Oh, it's true.
The gift of my presence.
Jay gave me a beautiful Superman shirt.
Because you are my Superman.
I will cherish it. I will wear it all the time, never take it off. And when everyone around me says, Costa, take that off, it stinks like ass.
You'll remember me.
I'll remember Jay.
Thank you.
And now I hope you enjoy this podcast with Jon Lai as our special guest.
And we're up!
Now playing Why the Hell Not with Jay and Costa.
Hello and welcome to the show.
Welcome back, you filthy animals. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year to come. Happy everywhere. Happy
December 27th.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. December 27th, the day after Boxing Day, which has become Boxing Week, which has become the whole month, because let's face it, there's specials all month long.
Canadian version of Black Friday.
Yeah. Except we're not running over each other.
Yeah, we are.
We would be if we had a bigger
Did you see
population.
the roads yesterday?
The roads,
Did you see anywhere?
Like,
basically, we lived in Iceland.
with all the ice. Yeah, that doesn't have to do with shopping, though.
Well, people were running over people, that's for sure.
Anyway, we got a special guest here tonight. I stuttered on special because,
Special ed.
Yeah. His name's Jon Lai. Say hi.
Hi.
Tell us about yourself, John.
Hi. I mean, what do you want to know?
Okay, so John is... Well, let's start from the beginning.
How do you know him, Costa?
I know John from high school, grade 8. Remember that?
Well, John,
do you remember how long ago grade 8 was?
Yes, that's over a decade ago. No, that was in 2000.
No, yeah.
World Trade Center that year.
Yeah, 2001.
God.
No, it's true. Actually, 2001,
This is a horrible start to your
2002.
friendship.
No, we met in art class. It's all good. And
Yes.
yeah,
Building anything by chance?
were we building anything? No, I just drew 2 planes.
And I drew 2 buildings.
And we knew we instantly connected since then.
Yeah, I can tell the connection. Boom.
It was
No,
very
it's not
explosive.
funny. We should
Yeah.
be very serious about this.
No,
We should be-
I don't mind making jokes.
We should be very serious.
Anyways.
So, John, the reason why I asked you to be on the show is because you're super interesting.
Okay.
Coming on to you secretly.
So, modest. But, okay, so you're in med school, which is
Yes.
pretty interesting. There's a lot of people who one day thought about going to med school or are in med school or are trying to get into
Every
med school.
kid, when they grew up, always wanted to be an astronaut or a doctor.
Yeah.
Or a cop. And this kid is actually becoming a doctor.
Exactly.
So how do you feel about yourself, everybody else?
It is a very rewarding job. It's really fun. You get to meet and talk with people from, of all ages.
So,
And it's also a very stressful path.
yeah.
I mean, as a med student, you already feel the stress, and then you see the doctors go through it every day.
Oh, man. Does it
and
make
you're
you...
like, whoa?
Does it make you want to reconsider at all?
Reconsidering, probably not.
After
Probably
all that
just-
years of work, I don't think he wants to quit. No.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm not gonna quit it. It's,
That's true.
having got all these experience. I don't want to put it to waste.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you about your most fucked up experiences. But first, let's get on to some real issues, okay? We just found out a couple hours ago that Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, passed away.
I know, so sad.
So sad.
Moment of silence.
George Michaels passed away yesterday. No, Christmas. On
Day
Christmas.
he passed. 2016, go fuck yourself.
Well, here's the thing, right? I don't know.
What
Is it all bad? Is it all bad this year?
Yes.
Everything's
Okay.
bad.
Because what happens if you would have done like a remix of Careless Whispers with someone interesting?
Oh, that's another song. I know you don't know who George Michaels is. He does. He just doesn't know what he's
saying. If
saying.
you hear the saxophone, I'm pretty sure you would know who it is.
Yeah. You definitely know Careless Whispers.
Maybe we should play it later on.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. I'll definitely show it to you because you definitely know him.
I'm gonna miss Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss
Oh yeah, that guy.
Professor Snape.
Oh my God, Alan Rickman.
David
He's
Bowie.
Hans Gruber.
But yeah, that's what I was about to say. He
Yeah.
was in a classic Christmas film.
Yeah, classic Christmas film. I saw it on Christmas Eve.
No, Christmas. You were talking about what? Oh no, you were Christmas Eve. I saw you.
Because I saw it at
Christmas.
work. Yeah. Die Hard, by the way. Die
Oh,
Hard.
okay. Yeah, Die Hard.
He was
Alan
he
Rickman
was the
in Die
bad guy.
Hard.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Made great movies.
He was very versatile actor.
He was in what's that movie?
Oh,
Perfume.
You know, another
Was he in
character-
Perfume?
He was.
What's his name? Another character from Star Wars died this year too. The guy who played Count Dooku.
Oh, what was his name?
I forget, but he died too.
I don't remember his name.
Prince died.
Prince.
Muhammad
Yeah. Lots of
Ali.
people. Muhammad
Yeah.
Ali. Gordie Howe. Oh my God, so many people.
That kid from Star Trek.
I don't know.
Oh, the guy who played Chekhov in
Yeah.
the new movies. Yeah, he was only 27. That's
How did
pretty
he die?
sad.
Drugs?
No, car
Was it a
accident.
freak
Oh,
accident.
that's fucked.
Car accident. Very sad. Yeah. Lots of celebrities
But can you
passing
think about it?
away.
All these great people or interesting people are dying. And if you would look at my Facebook status,
Oh my God.
how the hell do we still have the Kardashians? Like, take one of them. Take Caitlyn. Take her now.
I'm like, there's a Caitlyn Kardashian? No, it's Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner. But she's a very brave woman. Brave.
She's not a woman if she still has cock and balls.
I don't know. Does she?
she?
I mean,
She
I've
admitted
heard
to
that.
That's from what I've read and heard.
You got to show me an interview where she admitted it because I find it hard to believe, but at the same time,
she still doesn't
I
want to
believe
take,
it.
No, because she has admitted to saying like, "Oh, so you become a woman? So are you going to see men now? No. I still have my parts. I still like women." So
You see, I heard her
Girl-
say that about still wanting to date women. I just didn't hear the "I have my parts" part.
that's another thing. That made me laugh because she did all this. Well, I don't even want to call her she. She has a cock and ball. So at the end of the day, he has his parts, but basically he shaved his face a bit, the bone structure, to make it look more feminine, and he has breasts.
What a brave woman! What a brave soul! Brave soul.
She wins the athlete of the year or the person of the year award. Like, go fuck yourself.
But like, you're living in that country. How's Trump?
Oh my God.
Yeah, John lives in New York.
He's a character. I did not expect him to make it this far. Yo, I saw
mean
all the yes, that he won.
Did you see that statue with the micro penis?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, I did see it on. I just popped. But yeah,
You can
like-
go by Trump Tower and there's a lot of cops around. There's a lot of security.
Wow.
They say like, the taxi driver's like, yeah, they spend almost $1 million each day just to like have all the security around.
Now,
the
is that
building.
because he's hated by a lot of people in New York, or is that because he's president-elect?
It's a bit of both.
I think it's
maybe.
a little bit of both.
Could be.
Because if you got the people who hate him, you got people that want to make in it like we'll say a statement. And what's the perfect way? You go after the president now.
Oh man.
There's so much things you can do. Like honestly, I feel bad for him in a way because he got his dream. He's the president now, but before he had his life under a magnifying scope or whatever it's called,
Magnifying glass.
or yeah, whatever.
Microscope. You could say a
There you go.
microscope.
There's my English microscope.
You could-
Now it's gonna be like on a bigger one. Fuck, it's gonna be like one of those things you can see in space.
Those do different things, though,
Same
don't
shit.
they? Yeah, one makes you see things really far away, and
I'm just trying to
One
imply
makes-
that. he
Yeah, I
would
get
see
it.
him a lot more. Like if the guy takes a shit on a plane and doesn't flush, we're gonna know about it.
oh, shit.
Like a telescope, maybe? Is that what you said?
yeah, that's the space one telescope. Yeah,
Same shit.
it's different.
They basically make things that are far away seem bigger.
No, because the other thing, the microscope, it's not far away. It's close. Come on, Jay, get with
You're
it.
zooming in, bro.
Yeah, you're zooming in, but it doesn't mean that it's
We're zooming
far.
in.
You're zooming into space, which is far, yes, but like you're zooming in on a cell, which is like on a little
But I'm
dish right in front of
magnifying
you.
It by multiple.
Yes, you're looking deeply into it.
That's what I'm trying to say, man.
Okay, deep thought, deep observations. My God, I can't speak today. God.
Oh,
Okay,
that's what happens when Canada has like the worst temperature changes ever. It's like we're living on a
Yeah.
chick that just got her first period.
yeah,
What's
I'm
going
sick.
on?
By the way, Jay's sick. John,
I still have like runny nose.
yeah, John has some shit going on in his body. We're all
We're
sick.
all sick.
That's why we got a doctor on the air. He's
You
gonna
know,
tell us
even
how to get
doctors
over the
get sick.
common cold.
No, they don't.
Doctors aren't supposed to get sick. They're supposed to follow their own instructions
Yeah.
to prevent getting sick. You're supposed to take all your
'Cause
flu
doctors are
shots.
not human, right?
Yes, we're not human.
They're
We're
like-
robotic people
That's it.
who just, you
The
know.
alpha race.
So when did you become a robot, John?
I became a robot.
Well, when you're
Skynet.
becoming a doctor, right? And you just said that they're robotic people.
Skynet.
No,
Oh
I
my
think it's
God. Terminator.
Westworld nowadays.
Oh, Westworld. Have you finished that? Come
Still on
on,
episode
man.
You know what I'm watching now?
What are you
The
watching?
OC.
I saw that snap that you sent me. I'm like, fucking watch Westworld.
Bro, I'm dropping the mic.
It's 10 episodes. You could watch 10 episodes before going on to the OC.
I could, but I don't want to.
Oh my fucking God.
You'll get hooked on it. Funny thing, it was a doctor who recommended me to watch Westworld.
Why not? If it's a good
You work
no,
with
it really seems
doctors.
interesting, but I like watching things where I don't have to think. Sometimes I just want to veg out and watch something stupid.
Well, you gotta think a little bit on Westworld, just a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Put
That's
us
No,
some
that's what he's
effort.
saying. He doesn't want to watch. He doesn't want to exercise his brain.
no, I don't.
Oh, this guy.
Bro, I'm sick. I just want to watch something that's going to make me laugh sometimes.
How about cry?
Fuck
Westworld doesn't make you cry. Westworld makes you ask questions.
Yeah,
Like,
you
what-
get an existential
yeah,
crisis.
yeah. Like, what
There's a lot of
if?
tits in that show, that's for sure.
No,
Yeah,
First
you
episode.
do.
no, not a lot.
First episodes, they seen more tits than I've seen in probably Game of Thrones.
No,
Just
definitely not. Definitely not. I once heard that there was, and then I compared it to Game of Thrones. Not like actually, like
This
in my
is when
head.
he was deep into his room, locked door, alone, checking out both things, seeing which one has more tits. I'm just trying to say something there. Good
Yeah,
research. Good research there.
yeah. So I don't see what's wrong with that. Anyway, yeah, but you see, a part of me, like, it's like you see robot tits all the time, so you're like, well,
But they're real humans.
yeah, they are real actors, and it plays with your fucking mind. You know that they're robots, and you're like,
No, you know that they're humans playing robots.
You see, I forget
real
that.
tits.
I'm so I get
I think you
intri-
want to have a robot. I think you want that doll there that they made in like
What
China,
doll?
where it's $10,000 and you can have a fake girlfriend.
You know what? Why not? Why the fuck not?
It
Let's.
vibrates.
Oh shit! Really?
Life is going good.
Do I have to pay
have
an
to move.
extra thing for that, or
No.
it's included? Wow,
It's a Nokia phone in there.
a Nokia phone.
It's gonna stay forever.
That shit is that's hard as rock. Those phones never died. Those phones never
Is
died.
Nokia still alive?
Yeah, I think they still make phones,
I don't know. I never
don't
seen
they?
one.
I
I
don't
have
know.
no clue.
We'll look it up, or no. What do you say? For
No,
research,
fact check.
No fact check from
From us
Jay.
right now. From us.
Okay,
All right.
John, talk to
Okay,
us. We've been
so-
talking a lot.
We were talking right before this,
Yeah.
and you were saying you were trying to explain to me. Oh, you know what? Here, why are you in the States and not doing anything here? Isn't it more expensive there?
So this is what happens. It's hard to get in med school. Everybody knows that, and you got to get like the super high scores and the MCATs and then GPA. So I made a decision of doing it in the Caribbean. So I'm an international medical graduate. So I did the Korean medical school, and it seems like a good idea at the time. You would do 2 years in one of the Caribbean islands.
Which
and
one did
then-
you go to?
Went to Grenada.
Oh boy,
It's a nice island. It's
it
nice to
is. No,
study there.
I'm saying like can you?
I'm
you
guessing
know,
you came back because the financial aspect wasn't great.
I mean, I haven't
No,
finished.
no, he
yet.
finished.
I'm still in
Well, he
medical
finished
school.
that part.
So so what happens in these schools is you do 2 years on the island. Those 2 years are all the theoretical book stuff. So you take like all your biochemistry classes, your anatomy classes, and then you do one of the board exams. After that, you do 2 years of clinical experience in the U.S. So that's the advantage of doing it in one of the Korean medical schools, because you will have a U.S. experience, like hands-on experience. Mine were
All your teachers were American? Is that it?
in where? In Grenada? No.
In Grenada, I mean. Yeah.
I wouldn't say all of them.
Where were they from?
A bunch of them. I mean, they're from all over the place. A lot of them were from like, the local population. So we have like a few Grenadians.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
We had them from like Australia, UK.
Damn,
Some of them were
very
from Canada. Yeah, we even had a lady from McGill once. And I mean, like a lot of them are guest lecturers also. So they'll come in for the island for 1 month.
Oh, I see.
And they'll teach you about biostats or pathology on their field. But it's pretty interesting. You get to listen to a lot of different accents. You know it's English, but you don't know what they are.
Very international experience.
Very international, very international.
So far, that's 4 years of school you're talking about.
So yeah, I have to do 4 years of school. I finished my 2 years in Grenada. That was great because you study in the beaches. And you're less distracted because I come back to Montreal and I don't study at all. I'm just out all the time.
There's bars here.
There's bars here.
Yeah, but come on. You were going to campfire parties and you were still drinking there.
Yeah, but those are like...
But I guess everyone's in the same mindset. They're all studying.
They're all studying, so that's
Think
very
about it.
important.
You left your country or you left your home to go study ashore. You're like, abroad. You're not going to fool around. I'm pretty sure it was an expensive course too.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
So that's
oh my god.
He's taking a shot. He's spending this money. Motherfucker's going to study.
Yeah.
So now you do. I just almost finishing my 2 years in New York. Okay. So I did all my clinical experience in New York, and you got to do your boards, and then you apply for residency.
Where would you like to set up shop?
At this point, anywhere.
Really?
Wherever it takes me.
It's the early stages of any job, really.
That's true.
You take what you can get.
I agree with that anywhere, but where would you ideally?
Ideally, where do I want to go?
Yeah.
I kind of really like Texas.
Oh, yeah, you went to Texas for a while.
I did some...
This kid's been all over, fuck.
I did some forensic experiences back in Texas back in the days, and I really liked Houston.
It's funny, a lot of my friends... they like you there. They're like, there's a lot of opportunity right now. One of my friends who got a job for Microsoft over there.
Really?
Yep.
For Microsoft. That's interesting.
I mean, Texas is it's like things are bigger and cheaper. I don't know why.
I'm watching.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
People, but I'm watching a show called Little Women in Dallas, and it's about people who have dwarfism. And one of the sayings they say is,
"It's a porno."
No, it's not. It's about midgets.
It's a porno.
Love lives. Anyways.
It could still be. That's exactly what a porno could sound like. It's about little midgets.
Anyways, back to what I'm trying to say before you.
With their love life, like,
and
that's the setup for a porno.
Texas.
Everything's bigger than in Texas. Yes, that's the saying. Yeah, it's the biggest state, right? Like,
I thought it would be Alaska. Alaska's the biggest state.
I'm curious.
It's ice. It's
no, I don't mean population-wise. I mean size-wise.
Yeah.
Land mass.
I'm just making a joke saying it's like melting away.
It's melting away.
But Texas is cool.
Sarah Palin could see Russia from her back here.
I'm gonna say I'm fat in Montreal. If I was in like Louisiana or Texas, I'd probably be a guy who would need to be like rolled out anywhere, barbecue all the time. I'd be like living on a barbecue shack right there. You'd be like frying me up.
Yeah.
It's warm.
And how about
good barbecue?
How about Salt Lake City?
Oh, so yes, I also lived in Salt Lake City.
He lived in Salt Lake City. He had a job there in forensics. Like,
so yeah,
oh, that's interesting.
I used to do forensics work, forensic DNA.
Work exactly, like
tell us.
like CSI.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I was trained for. So I also did a master's before going to med school in forensics.
How old are you, sir?
You don't want to know.
Yes, I do.
How
You're
old do
my
I
age.
Sound like.
If I go with how you look like you're 12. Now,
Okay, I work with this Asian guy. Yeah, go ahead.
That's the youngest number I ever got. I asked 25? A kid once, and he's like, "How old are you?" He's like, "Oh, well, you're my height. You're probably 12."
Wow. Wow.
No, I'm not gonna go by height. There's like girls that are smaller than me that are probably like my cousin's husband's brother is like 6'8", and he's dating a girl that's 5 foot. I looked at them and I'm just like, you don't have to lie. I know why you're dating her. Let's just be honest.
You
Actually,
like?
they're married. So I know you married her.
Yeah, no, I was at the Christmas party at work and I met this Asian guy who I thought he was my age, 28, 26, between
40.
there, 40. Yeah. He
Asian
pulled
people
out
don't age.
yeah, it's like a magic cream that you guys use. Like you take some kind of ointment from some plant and
Oh, it's
put it
like,
on your face and pray
yeah.
to some god
No
while
racism
sacrificing
here
a
at all.
goat.
Asian people and black people, this is what happens. From 0 to 40, nothing happens. And then as soon as like 42, 43 happens, they age like 50 years.
Yeah.
Wait, what age?
0 to 40,
Yeah.
they don't age.
And then after 40?
After 40, it just happens. They fall off.
Damn. John, I'm waiting for that moment for you.
Stop looking like 12.
After 40. I'm sorry, I'm coughing.
Oh yeah.
By the way.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, forensics.
Yeah, tell us about forensics.
So the job is like not like what you see on TV at all.
Oh, no shit. Over there, they have like millions of dollars on their budget.
I mean, there's different people, right? There's the ones who go to the crime scenes, and then there's the ones who like receive the stuff in the lab, and then you get the person who like cuts the dirty underwear, or like swabs the carrot.
Was that
in
your
funny
job?
Places.
Oh,
You
God.
can say penis.
Penis.
Yes, a carrot was there,
The,
or the cucumber.
oh, God.
Oh, wait a minute. If someone's dead and there's a cucumber lodged in something?
No, it's more like it's a sexual abuse case.
Oh,
This is great.
shit. That's
Someone got fucked
disgusting.
with a cucumber.
That's
This made my
horrible.
day.
Holy
This made my
fuck.
day.
I told you this was going to be interesting.
Well, when I was working in the ER at a stage, someone, best thing is a girl came in and she fell down while she was playing with herself. But in
From
the
where?
butt- in the butt. And it broke off in her.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, she fell on a what?
Okay,
She fell?
She was masturbating, but in her ass. With
Okay.
A cucumber.
With a cucumber? God damn it, people.
And
That's
then
food.
What happened was, I think
You think Africans
she
do
had an
that?
orgasm, and she fell off her couch or her bed or something. But the thing is, it broke in her.
And it's
And it was stuck.
Do you think like Africans come across a cucumber and it's like, hey, we could eat this, and it's like, no, fuck that, I'm sticking that shit up my ass.
Oh, but it's like I guess you're budgeting. You got to save that money. You're gonna do something, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So yes, I received
Yeah, go ahead.
icky stuff. And then you just gotta swab it, collect some DNA, and put it in like some machine, and then you get the DNA profile out of stuff.
Now, did you ever know like the full story of a murder, or was that all like classified? You only saw like a portion of it.
Usually I just see a portion of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we just like match the DNA samples.
Yeah, I
don't know
figured
how
they
much,
keep
like-
that stuff hush hush.
Yeah. But usually you just tell the detectives, right? I mean, I don't really solve the case. I
You pretty much
don't
do
know these
99% of
people.
the job. Get all the if like the murder weapon has my DNA, you pretty much solved the murder.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you don't know like I
But yeah,
guess
but it's
you're
really
still
interesting,
missing-
right? Like say, let's say the murder happened in your, like the cases where this kid beat up his parents with a baseball bat,
God
right?
damn.
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, you swap DNA. I mean, of course, this baseball bat is gonna have that kid's DNA. I mean, he lives in that house.
Yeah.
Of course, it will have the parents' DNA because he hit it. But I don't have any proof that he used that baseball bat to hit him. You know?
Right.
Like, of course, the baseball bat would have his fingerprints. He used that baseball bat to play regular games. So it's
Or beat up another kid.
or
Yeah.
beat up another, you
Yeah.
know, it could be like another person with a glove and use that bat, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes DNA isn't, 100%.
It doesn't tell the
match you.
full
Yeah, it wouldn't
story.
tell you this full story. So that's why, like, a lot of detectives would, require some more information that could help them. It's an interesting field.
Oh, yeah. Well, if
Interviews.
you look at like certain, I'll give you like this is the only knowledgeable thing I have on CSI is like blood splatter. From Dexter. Like
Yes.
you can tell from a certain direction how it happens. Stuff like they use the thrusting down motion instead of a stabbing up motion. And that's how you get the blood splatter from there instead of being like this.
Fun fact, it's actually called blood spatter. Not splatter. I learned that from CSI.
You honestly made me feel like I'm talking to Brian Callahan right now. Brian Callahan.
Callan?
Yeah.
Callahan.
Interesting fact. Really?
Brian Callan. Yeah.
You get that? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah. The Fighter and the Kid podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped some knowledge.
You just dropped some knowledge there.
I dropped some knowledge. But, that's what we do. We drop knowledge.
Okay, so you went from CSI. Okay, but here's the question. Doing your work in the States, have you done any work here in Montreal medically?
No. I mean, I did research back in McGill, but that's as much medical as it got.
Okay, now, if you were offered a job in Montreal or offered a job in Texas, where would you want to go?
Oh, here's interesting. Here it is.
Oh.
I know what my
Why do you have
answer
to ask
is.
me that?
Just say it, man.
Am I
Be
gonna choose
completely.
between?
No, his family isn't even here in Montreal, man.
Well, they're everywhere.
His family's all over the
So where's
place.
your parents?
I think I would like to live in Houston or live in Texas.
A lot of
I
people
knew
don't
it.
live here anymore. So it's not even his problem. I'm not even mad at him.
Well,
I'm just asking as a person because we're losing a lot of doctors. And many of the reasons why we're losing doctors because they're able to make money by
that's it.
I'm guessing if like a certain pharmaceutical company comes to you and they're like, if you promote Tylenol, we give you. Is that legal?
Sorry. What's...
Yeah. It's when medical companies go to you. Tell a story. Yeah, he's got a bunch of stories like this.
My thing about drug reps.
Yeah, drug reps. That's it.
I mean,
Yeah, tell us what they do. Tell us how they suck your dick.
oh, they
like
don't.
whenever you want.
I just like having them. Okay.
Well, everyone likes a blowjob. So.
I mean, I like having the drug reps. Not that I like. So drug reps are pretty interesting people. They come and
They're the
they
devil.
promote their drugs.
They're the devil. They're interesting,
But-
they have souls on sale.
They have, I mean, they're really nice people. They try to get to know you. And
Well,
your
they
stuff.
want to fucking sell you shit.
They patiently wait for you all day in the morning
Do you
until
make
you
them
have
wait?
like a break.
Do you make them wait?
I know some of my attendings do.
Yeah.
Some of the people I work with do. It's really funny though. But they bring you like really good food. Like once we had Turkish food. One day we had like Whole Foods lunch. And you just listen to them talk about
But
their regular meds, No, but there's this thing, right? Sometimes there's just medication that are really brand new. So brand new. But, it's really expensive and not all the insurance cover them. So, yeah, you would like listen to their spiel about how awesome their drug is. And then, you just shoot them off with like, oh yeah, it's not covered by insurance. So I can't prescribe this to any of my patients, even though like, yeah, it's pretty new. It's pretty awesome. Or like, my patients can't afford it. Or, there's like...
So what do they say to that? What do they say to that? When you tell them your patients can't afford it, how are they going to try to sell it to you?
They continue. They're like, oh, along the line, we're working with like the government, we're working with the insurances. They have ways to say it that make it sound nicer.
Not doing anything.
But the gist is they're trying to push it like as much as possible, or like, oh, if you see someone with this type of health insurance, you could maybe prescribe this one because it has less side effect than the cheaper one. But a lot of the experience that I've seen, like, okay, these cheaper ones still work just as good as yours. But they will just say like, oh, but this is newer, this is better, somehow.
Okay, so I know you don't go on it, but I go on. I look at 9gags.
Yeah, fuck
So
that
I
site.
always see like little.
John goes on there too.
I see little post-its and some kids in India were in school for and doing, making medicines.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to take a pill that was $1,000 to make. One pill was $1,000.
Right.
Here in the States, and they were able to
Yeah,
create
yeah.
it for $1.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. This is
Well, obviously it's a
It's
picture,
the
we don't
industry,
know if
man.
it's true or anything. But this brings up another topic. Like, we're talking about, this new case. So he can give me Tylenol, cold and sinus. It's $5. Now they come up with a pill that works 3 times better. It's $50, but it's not covered under insurance. So this is where I think the world, not just the States, not going to throw shit on the States or Canada, but the world needs to regulate this.
like on a global
on a
level.
global level, if you regulate all medicine and everything, no pill should cost more than $20.
That's actually an interesting idea. I never thought about that.
Obviously, if they're going, I'm trying to make a joke, but make it like interesting too and make sense. But if anyone ever played Pokemon or anything,
Yeah,
the thing
all
called
the
rare
time.
candy.
Yeah, rare
So-
candy.
Well,
Yeah.
let's say rare candy was a pill you take and it cured AIDS.
Yeah.
Okay? Obviously, I understand, but like, you need to go deep down in the ocean and get this special type of seaweed. Obviously, if the thing is really rare and hard to get, I can understand why the pill's more money. And you can't give it to everybody.
Right.
Fine, I understand that. But if it's like, okay, I need some moldy cheese, some snake venom, and you can get it from like, you can produce this like a million a day, and you can fuck off with your price.
Yeah, but the whole reason why it's so expensive in the States, at least, is because there's demand. You know, like.
There's a demand for everything. Obviously,
Well-
when there's a demand for insulin, there's a demand for everything.
Well, that's
When
my point.
Everything in the world there is okay. So we need to get supper, honey. What should we get? Well, we get Taco Bell because it was $2. But if we go to wholesales and spend $50 to make a good meal and serve our kids proper, good, nutritious food and save them from years of death or years of suffering in life.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's like, this is your health. People are gonna pay for their health. It's literally extortion.
It's extortion on the worst sense of extortion in a way.
Yeah, because
You're
it's
killing us,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
killing us,
Yeah.
and to keep us better, you're making us pay for it. Fuck you.
Now,
This is where we have a UN for a reason. How about you do something?
oh, they don't do anything.
That's it. I'm fed up. Like,
So you want to hear another scary fact, John? How much medical knowledge do these med reps have?
oh, none.
Oh, they don't. I don't want to say they don't have any. They study hard.
They study hard on their product,
study-
right?
They study hard on the products.
They
Yeah.
study a pamphlet that the
That their
pharmaceutical
bosses
company
send
gives
them. Yeah.
Yeah, they try to study.
Hold on. Here's a perfect example. This is like a joke on a joke. The Big Bang Theory. Penny is a pharmaceutical.
Yeah, that's a
Think
perfect
about
example.
that.
Yeah, that's a
The
perfect
dumb
example.
blonde in the show
Yeah.
is working for, and she's making more money than the guy who went to and became a fucking doctor.
Yeah, and then in one episode, she's like, "Oh, I understand that word." Oh, shut the fuck up. I understand
I'm
that.
all happy that she got a good job. I'm happy she's making money. I'm happy for anyone in the world that's doing something with their life.
She's a fictional character.
I'm happy. I'm trying to say I'm happy with anyone who's doing something with their life, paying taxes and providing a service. But it's not right. It's like in Arizona, they spent over in the last decade $1 billion to fight the legalization of marijuana or for recreational use. Why? Because companies that like prescribe Vicodin or make Vicodin are worried. Because now you can go buy yourself a dime bag for $10, and you can stop your Parkinson's for an hour. And
Oh, did you see that video?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I have to show you that video.
The video is basically a man with Parkinson's, and he's shaking.
We
to the point where
we
he
talked
can't-
about
You're
it in the
giving them
last.
marijuana. To,
Yeah,
like,
just a regular
cure
joint.
Parkinson's.
Yeah,
Not
not
cure.
cure, treat.
I mean, treat.
Like,
the thing is it's if he has a strong dose of THC, it is a muscle relaxant, stimulant maybe.
I have to show you this video. It's pretty incredible. It's
I'm pretty
crazy.
Sure you know
Is it
about-
more like one case, or have they done more studies on
Well,
it? Maybe
there's
only work for
things,
this
but
guy.
The problem is, I love that actually because he's right. We're
Yeah.
seeing one time.
Yeah,
it work,
we got to
and
question what
everyone's
we
like,
see.
Oh my god, it works! But now by making it illegal and they're able to do it, now they can do different things. There's people in Australia, and this is before any of this started to happen in Colorado. I saw a thing on the internet and I read an article where a family, the child had a tumor in the brain and they couldn't operate. The child was going to die. So they went to Australia, and Australia was doing practicing some stuff, and what they did was
Like experimental stuff. Yeah.
and they took THC, which is an oil or the chemical, exactly into it, and they would inject it right where the tumor was. The tumor shrank.
Damn.
They injected a THC, which is the
chemical.
marijuana part, the active ingredient for it, and they injected onto his brain, and the tumor shrank.
Yeah.
Not
okay,
the brain,
that's cool.
onto the tumor, he said.
Yeah,
Well,
onto the
the
tumor
tumor was in the
area.
brain.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but
But they
you know,
did it. I don't
tumor
know,
part.
Obviously, this is me reading an article. Do I know more about it? No. But there's been talks after this happened. People tried to test it, and they did a lot more testing. And you know what? Like, I was a big for the. I'm still for it, but I'm also against it because I can see us like alcohol. People are gonna fuck this up.
Well, actually, John was saying the same thing the other day when I was talking to him. You said something very similar.
I mean, I see like how everyone's trying to, marijuana cures this, cures headaches, arthritis, blood pressure, everything. I would always suggest, go speak with a doctor first. Usually they're not going to give you, like, here's something that you can smoke. Usually something prescribed is monitored, and it's usually a pill, so you don't start abusing it or selling it off the streets either.
Thank you. My friend, a common friend we had cancer, and he went to his doctor.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Like, I smoked. He's like, I smoke weed. He's like, can I do it? He's like, I don't recommend it because you don't know what weed you're gonna get off the street. You don't know how you're gonna get it. This was before. Obviously, this was illegal, and you don't know what you're putting into your body. So he's like, if you want, I can prescribe you THC pills.
Exactly.
Oh, was he prescribed THC pills?
He didn't take them.
He didn't take them?
He didn't want to.
Yeah.
So he was just the person was just in there to get free weed then.
No,
Prescribed.
No. He actually had cancer. He said he went there to ask, like,
No, the
could I
doctor
keep
just asked
smoking
him,
this?
what does he do? Like,
Okay,
because he was
there's that,
drinking lots and
Yeah.
he was smoking
Yeah.
like all the time. And he's cut back on everything, but he had cancer. He took it out of him. He's good. He's a couple of years now.
Okay.
in remission.
cancer-free.
Yeah, cancer free
but-
actually.
But from what I read, it's like usually I would give a THC pill if this person's they have cancer and they're not eating, so this would increase their appetite.
Well, I mean,
They're doing
So
it
you're using the
strictly
munchies for
they're doing it strictly for another problem.
But-
So they're not even looking into what the effect is on the cancer.
now with the what the good thing about us holding back on legalizing it, because in Colorado they did it first. They did all the tests with it, and they created so many products now that we can buy. We don't have to smoke anymore. We can get a brownie. We can get a lollipop.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm never gonna buy a vaporizer ever again because I'm afraid it's gonna blow up.
Why is that an issue?
All the
thing?
vapes,
Yeah.
a lot of the vapes now have been blowing up.
Oh, really?
Like vapes from the store, like people have been putting them in the pockets. Everything's good in one moment, and then bang, they're missing a chunk of your leg.
Ooh, just like the cell phones.
Yeah. They want to
Hey, did you hear they
imitate the
banned
Note
Samsung,
7
yeah,
on
Oh, the
phones.
planes.
Yeah.
yeah, from planes.
If you have that phone, you can't travel on a plane.
But like that's the thing. I remember, but the thing people got to realize is when you do an edible or anything you ingest, if you smoke it, you're high for maybe an hour, 2 hours. If you ingest it,
It
you're
lasts
ready for a
long
good
time.
ride.
Yes, that's what I heard.
But
That's
John,
what I realized.
what were
I
you
did
saying?
one.
But I think that marijuana might be like this is I don't know, this is a view that I picked up from one of the doctors, and I really agree with him.
Yeah.
Might be something like the next cigarette.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
I mean, everybody is pushing. It's like, oh, marijuana is great. It treats headache. It treats insomnia. It treats diarrhea. It treats everything. You know what else was this? Cigarettes back in the days.
Cocaine.
Cocaine,
yeah,
heroin.
yeah.
Back then you used to use it for like
let's be
toothaches.
honest, that's one thing we gotta say is one joint is probably not taking away from cigarettes, but it's better than cocaine. It's better than heroin. In the sense, it's like it's still bad for you.
Well, let's be honest. They put like fucking arsenic in
Well, no,
cigarettes
you're not getting tobacco
now.
anymore. You're getting
You're getting a mix
thinner
of
and
shit.
Everything.
Do you think that will happen if they ever legalize and regulate marijuana?
No.
You don't think that they're gonna put in a bunch
because you
of
don't
things
really
to
have
make
to
it
do these
addictive?
things,
And
because marijuana is it's just the
no, that's it. But tobacco is just a plant too,
No, but see, the thing is, what they did was they changed the flavor. Everyone knows weed's gonna taste like shit when you smoke it.
right?
But you're gonna get I don't really see them doing that.
Why you don't think they're gonna change
Because
the flavor
also, it's easier to
of
grow.
weed?
It's really easy to grow.
Yeah, but you don't think that some marketing company is going to come up with a marketing campaign for flavored weed that has a bunch of shit in it, and one day that might become the norm just
Well,
because
you
it's
know why?
already.
Because
I don't know.
Papes now, you don't have to get. I'm pretty sure they will do that. Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you can buy flavored papes.
But
I
I
smoked the flavored pape. Doesn't taste great. Still
Well,
tastes
I
like-
imagine it doesn't do much compared to the weed that's in it.
But that's the thing. I'm getting to the point now where I don't want to smoke any more joints. I would rather. I'm looking forward to maybe like going to a store. Like I want to get high. Let me go buy some popcorn. Let me go buy a
Popcorn.
lollipop. Well, that's it. My friend smuggled some back because it's not legal yet, and he brought back popcorn with THC in one bag. He was fucked up for the day.
God damn.
wow. But I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more study about the super long term effects of marijuana.
That's for sure.
Because cigarette. If
I think so,
marijuana
too.
is like the cigarettes of back then,
But
you don't know
here's
what's
the-
happening later on.
But hold on. Here's the thing I would counter. This is the counter argument.
Okay.
Why would big pharmaceutical companies be spending so much money to fight it.
Because their system works already. Their system is making them money.
Work,
no, it does. It's making them money. That's what I mean by works. It makes money for them.
But at the end of the day, they should. You know what? If this system's working and they have the money, why aren't they spending their money instead of fighting it? Join it.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Why don't again, if you're going to open up a whole new branch within your company, like it's going to cost you, and they probably just, and okay, so a company wants to make money rather than spend it. And if they could avoid having to open up a whole marijuana branch, or division, then they'd probably go for that. But also, marijuana is super easy to grow. Anyone can do it. They're going to have competitors that they're going to have to buy out or spend money to shut down.
Well, they already have the competitors, but you know what? I'm just gonna say, weed's gonna be a gold mine.
When eventually,
well, you gotta prove that it helps.
Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, it's another thing
is there
for
an
recreational
alternative?
use.
Is there something better?
I one time I was playing basketball and I dislocated my ankle, and I popped it back in.
Right.
And I went to see my doctor. He's like, "Well, it popped back in. It's okay." And did an X-ray. Everything was okay, but I was in so much pain. He told me to take Advil.
Yeah, that's what I would say first.
So I took Advil. Didn't work. Super amount of pain. You got to remember, me being my size and my height and walking, I have a lot of excess stress on my bones and my muscles. So, but I need to work. I need to do something. I need to go out. I can't just stay in bed for 4 days to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried the Advil. Didn't work. I smoked a joint, man. I smoked a joint. I was super happy. Ate some food, and then I went to work, and I was great. And you know what? I did that for 1 day. It felt great. I was okay. But, another thing is, if you take certain painkillers, there's effects. Like, you can get constipated, you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
No one's really addicted to weed.
Yeah, we talked about this.
We talked about this,
yeah.
I don't believe anyone. No, and when people say it's a gateway drug, I get really angry. Really? So it opened the gate for you to go take some coke? It opened the gate for you to become a meth addict? No.
I think in some senses, it depends on your age, depends on your susceptibility. But my idea when it comes to that is it's so stigmatized, or at least it was back then, that, I've done this, let's try other stuff because it makes me feel like a rebel. But again, that's when you're a teenager. Like, if you're in your 20s, you're not really going to, you're not really going to think, oh, I'm such a badass, I'm going to do a bunch of other shit now.
I'm calling it now. As soon as it becomes legalized and it doesn't have that stigma anymore, we're going to watch a big decrease of criminals and people and stuff.
Well, because everyone who gets arrested for possession or for
no one gets
usage,
arrested for possessing.
Not here in Quebec, but in the States.
If
in
you're
the
caught
States,
selling
always.
you're really screwed sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, that brings up another point. If you get really a guy just shot somebody, killed somebody, 5 years. A guy sold some drugs. I understand if he's selling 30 kilos of coke. That Colombian powder, and then, of course, put him away for 10 years, 15. But if he sold a dime bag, $10 of weed, and you're putting him away for 10 years, you really just want to fuck up the system and pay taxes.
Well, didn't he kill someone?
No, that's another person.
Oh, okay, okay.
A kid.
Okay.
It's okay,
making
we're all
side
here.
money.
He sells coke. John sells coke. You
I
sell
don't.
weed. No, none of them do. And then I shot somebody. I got away with it.
You're comparing a drug crime to a murder. Yeah.
Obviously,
No, it's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Or sexual predators, they get it pretty easy. They get out really fast.
You hear about the guy who?
What, the college kid?
Oh, not that. I don't want to bring that up again. No.
Okay. Who?
Oh, okay. Here's an interesting hack for you. Something that's going on right now is a football player 2 years ago punched a woman in the face. But the woman was aggressive with him. She put his hands on him, started verbally abusing him, and she got physical with him first. He's a football player. He punched her, knocked her the hell out. And this is not Ray Rice. This is a college football star.
Okay.
Okay, but this is a tape from 2 years ago.
Oh, I had heard of this.
Joe Mixon or Moxon.
I don't know the name, but I had heard of this.
The video came out now.
Yeah.
And he's getting crucified. He's getting destroyed.
Well, man, he's so much bigger than her.
A woman slapped him.
No, I agree.
I saw the slap.
I agree.
The slap was like a haymaker.
It's kind of like the eye for an eye, but it's more like he could take 2 eyes with one shot, you know? But
No, he knocked her out. She went down.
yeah, and that's where it is. She didn't knock him out.
But is he wrong?
He's wrong to not control. Like, look, if you hit someone, you're wrong. If you hit someone, you're just wrong.
Okay, but
because she hit him, she's wrong. She shouldn't have been acting all fucked up like that. But at the same time, if this guy's 2 times her weight and height, like, come on, you got a responsibility. You got some power behind you that you got to hold back.
Obviously, you're right in that sense. But the thing is, you're 20 years in the future. You're on your second kid, and your second kid, you give him advice.
Really, I thought I'd be dead.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, daddy, what do I do? What are you gonna teach your son? Like, you teach him like restrain, never hit a woman. Like, the goal is you never want to lay your hands on a woman. But if a woman's beating on you, like me as a kid, one time I said something really disrespectful to a woman, and I never put my hands on her. But looking back, I took a big amount of abuse. You know what I should have done? I should have restrained her or pushed her away and walked away. But would I have been wrong if I would have slapped her or punched her? Like, get out of my face type of thing?
It's really hard to say.
Don't you want to be like, humble and, not hit him back?
That's
Wouldn't that be better?
100%. But okay, I'm a girl and I come and I'm starting punching you and slapping you. You can't get away from me. What do? You push
then
away.
then you push. I'll push you away if you if it's a self-defense thing. But
that's the whole thing. It was self-defense because if you would
but
slap,
knocking out someone and pushing them
no,
back.
but he didn't knock her. Like, you got to remember, that's the thing you said, the power.
Yeah.
He didn't know how much, like, I saw the punch. It wasn't like he winded up and unloaded on her. It was a quick one.
No, but at the same time, if you're that strong, you don't have to really wind up.
Well, it's like, okay, then if you're a black belt and you're getting beat up, it's like, what do? You get beat up? No, you get self-defense.
There's actually a form of martial arts. I don't remember what it is. It's
Capoeira.
What?
You're going to start dancing around them? Do Capoeira?
No, fuck. It's, God damn it.
Maga.
Krav Maga, that's it. Yeah.
Whoa.
I think it's Krav Maga. And when you're at the top level, you actually have to register yourself as a
I
weapon.
think that's every black belt now.
Is it? Every
a lot of black
belt?
belts do, because you
It's
have to
pretty
register
messed up. You have to register yourself as a human weapon. That's messed up. That's life goals right there.
This one made me laugh because, this is just embarrassing for some jiu-jitsu people. I was watching competition and there were some black belts that would face some guys who are blue belts. But the thing is, like, blue belts in Brazil versus some American schools.
Mm-hmm. They're
just the
more
level of
hardcore.
skill.
Yeah.
Just the level of skill. It's
I believe that.
You're a black belt? Like, come on now.
Wow.
Why don't you put you in this triangle?
So let's get to some stories. Could you tell us anything?
Anything?
Keep it confidential.
Oh, how about this? We're talking about pain management. Here's a tip.
Pain management. Here we go.
A lot of people come in because they broke their ankle and they're in so much pain. In the States, a lot of them are I don't want to say they're drug seeking. Sometimes you have to catch them. A lot of people come in that. And if you're really in pain, don't expect the first thing you come in, you first time see me and you want, Percocet or like something strong like morphine right off the bat. It's like, don't say that. And don't get angry at me or the doctor to like immediately give you something that's strong.
John's tips for getting pain medication at the doctor,
clinic
ladies and gentlemen.
I had an infection in my lungs, in my ear.
Right?
So he gave me my stuff. But right away, when you go in there, because it's a walk-in clinic and it's fast, no narcotics.
Yeah, sometimes they immediately right off the bat say they don't give narcotics, they don't give Ritalin, they don't give Adderall, they don't give benzos.
Interesting.
A lot of people do it. A lot of sports in football. That's what's it called? Adderall and Ritalin are the number one things.
Yeah.
And so usually what happens is like if I first time see you broke your ankle from, I don't know, running or something, and you want Percocet, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll give you a Tylenol, I'll give you something stronger that's prescribed. And then usually we'll give it a couple of weeks to try, and you come back and, you're still in pain, and then we'll think of something else. Later on, if we're going to Percocet or anything stronger, I'll refer you to like a pain management.
Yeah.
Because as like a family doctor,
So you stay away from the drug.
for it. Yeah, usually we try to stay away from the drugs as much as possible first, And then if you're still in pain, then, we'll have to, bring you to physical therapy first, or we might give you like sports medicine first, just to try to figure out
I
first.
like that.
No,
Because otherwise you're just covering the pain while your body might be really in pain,
Well, that's another thing.
in
Back
something
to the
wrong.
marijuana thing is, people got to remember, when you have a headache and you take a Tylenol, you're putting a Band-Aid on a problem. Like
Right.
if you have migraines, actually,
Yeah.
and you put a Band-Aid on it, eventually it's going to come back. And what happens? It's going to come back twice as hard.
Yeah. So, and then, I hear people like, oh yeah, they go to like some doctors to get THC also for headaches. I mean, come on.
So
Maybe it helps them, but I don't know. It
go to a
will be
family
harder to find a doctor like that.
Don't go to your family doctor. Let's just be honest. I came here for drugs.
So how many of these drug seekers
I
get
see a lot.
violent when
Oh
you
my
reject
goodness.
them?
So usually we see a pattern of these drug seekers, right? They got an accident recently. They're young. They're a new patient usually because they've been actually doctor seeking also. So they jump from doctor to doctor to doctor because no doctors want to take them. They come in like with a weird gait that you obviously know they're faking it. They make up a really long story about something. Eventually, like with experience, okay, this guy, I think he's suspecting it. He really wants this Percocet, and you say no, and they'll really get angry. Or you get the opposite. They'll cry and beg and make up a story like has nothing to do with their pain. Like,
Oh my
I've
God.
been
Just
like,
lost my family. Like,
I lost my family, and you want me to
ITVs.
live like this with this pain, and
Wow.
they really have tears.
See a psychiatrist.
I mean, maybe it's real, but I have to give you something that's not Percocet first, or not a benzo first.
Yeah.
And then the people who are anxious all the time, they come in for benzos.
I've
Now,
never heard of that in my life.
benzodiazepine is like it's something to calm you down because you're very anxious, you're very stressed, and everybody has it in a way.
Wait, are can you prescribe right now?
No, I cannot prescribe. I'm just a medical student.
Damn right, son. So people, if you're hearing this, leave this guy alone.
Yeah,
Yes, leave me alone.
don't go up to him and be like, oh, I heard you on Why the Hell Not with Jay and Costa, and I just want a couple of just prescribe me some benzo.
Maybe that THC, son.
So yeah, they come in and they get shocked that we stopped giving them benzos. I'm like, well, your drug urine said that it's not in your system, and you need another prescription of benzos. Why?
I'm pretty sure a lot of people go there and they get prescriptions and they try to sell them after.
I'm pretty sure too.
So you grew up in Venezuela, so you
Yes.
speak Spanish fluently.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kid's been
Maybe that's why I want to
everywhere.
go to Houston instead of
Venezuela,
Montreal.
are you keeping in touch with the shit that's going on there right now?
Oh my goodness, it's horrible there.
My cousins are in Caracas,
Really?
and
How are
What's
they?
that mean?
it's a place.
It's the
Oh,
it's the biggest.
I thought you
city.
said they are Caracas, and I thought that's like rebel
They're
troops
in.
and shit like
Well,
that.
no, not
They're in,
well,
okay.
At one point, the supermarkets are empty. Everything's in the back, and you have to go in there with a shopping list, tell them what you need, and they'll give you a bit.
Really? Because like they'll come in and just beat you up to take stuff, or
no, because the government's just
Wow.
doing a good job.
wow.
They're I don't even know what kind of government they have, but it's not a democracy.
It's not really, not
Well-
really anymore.
Well, I was gonna ask like how valuable is that in the States, but this is pretty interesting conversation.
Oh,
Like
we-
his Spanish, how valuable that is
Oh, it
in the
must be
States.
tons, depending where
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
Especially in New York, they have a lot of Hispanic.
So actually, I just finished a 6-week rotation in Williamsburg in Brooklyn. It's a smaller clinic, and seriously, all the patients were Hispanic. So Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, Colombia, you name it. I would really just spend my whole day speaking Spanish. All the staff there speak Spanish. All the patients speak Spanish.
Wow.
It was really fun.
That's why, look, if you go here in Montreal, you got the clinics that are Italian, you got the clinics that are Chinese, and sometimes you're going there, and you're like, you want to speak, and you speak English, and they're just looking at you like, wow, this guy can speak English. No, you got to go to the English doctor. Leave me alone. No hablo.
That's pretty crazy though.
Yeah.
Hablo.
I get that a lot. But they just stare at me like, yo, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Canada.
I'm from everywhere.
And then they stare at me like, no, where are you from? It's like, what do you want from me? My parents are from China. Is that what you want? They're
I
from
thought
Hong
they spoke
Kong.
French in Canada.
So they ask me,
Yeah.
why do I speak Spanish? I'm like, oh, I listen to Shakira a lot.
Greatest answer ever.
Oh, shit, that's
I'm on
funny.
that Ricky Martin stuff right now.
Oh, living la vida loca.
Yeah, I could just say that and they'll just laugh and then they'll
That's
always keep
funny.
demanding for the right
People
answer.
are-
Yeah, that's funny.
Like Latino people are always like they have like a way of like life. They're just happy all the time. I find.
Yes, they are.
Well, until you get them mad.
Oh, yeah, trust me, I know that.
Yeah.
And that's not even mad. That's a pride thing. I don't even think they're actually angry. It's like if as soon as you if they're mad, they'll get over it. If it's something stupid like you stepped on their shoe, whatever. Like an average person would get angry.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you hit
You
them
just
with
ruined my
their pride-
Yeezys. You just ruined my Yeezys.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know what else is really fun about medical Spanish, I feel, from the experience that I had? I feel
El
okay, so
español medical.
let's keep it simple. So like English, right? English is only like a handful of countries, Canada, US, UK. Those are like the main English speaking. So English is very general, like I can say one word, you'll understand it in the US. However, in Spanish, there's many, many countries in South America.
Lost in...
So everybody has like there's like a different term for different locations, right? So like say you want to say joints, but some people from these countries say joints like this.
Like joints in your knees.
Like,
Yeah.
Or
my
marijuana
father's from
joint.
Portugal, and my mother's from Brazil.
Oh, interesting.
So it's I completely understand. There's a different slang.
Yeah, it's like a different slang, and you just got to catch up on these subtleties. And they have different food, and sometimes you want to figure out like how's their diet like, and then like pasteles could be something different from country to country. So I found that really interesting.
Well, but let's just be honest. If it's Spanish food, it's a lot of rice and a lot of beans. We all know that, and a
Yep.
lot of meat. And
Oh, a lot of meat. They come with gout.
Oh, I have gout.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
God.
that's painful.
You're telling me my big toe? Fuck.
What's gout? I don't
It's-
know what this is.
Red acid in the meat.
So
Okay.
it's like you get these crystal deposits from eating too much meat or drinking too much wine, and they deposit on your big toe, like
Ew.
on your feet, and they're really painful from what I hear.
Oh, and wait. So like it comes out like looking like a wart?
No, nothing comes out.
It looks like a really swollen toe.
Yeah.
So it just gets bigger, your toe.
It's like imagine spraining something and it gets swollen.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like a swelling can go down with some ice and stuff. This is not swelling caused from a bruise. This is something inside you that build up, and it takes time for it to heal.
So you
And you
treat
know how
it
you
by
heal?
not eating red meat and
Well,
by
there's probably
avoiding.
medications you can take, but
Okay.
the best thing for you is to not eat red meat.
God damn.
You cut down on that. You take some anti-inflammatories.
I love my steak though.
You say that. Try eating that 5 times a day. I mean, 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Oh man.
5 times a day. I'm like,
You
okay.
have for breakfast some steak.
I'm not made of money, Jay.
Bro, that's why you gotta be a G. You gotta do what Gordy does in the LaSalle Drive-In.
What's that?
Be a butcher.
Be a butcher?
Buy yourself a
He's
cow
not a
and just
butcher. He's
Oh
not
my.
a butcher. Wait, he does that? He doesn't do that.
Well, not dairy, but he does some butchering.
For Christmas, we got a whole pig and we cooked it and we
Wow.
had that for dinner.
Please tell me you had a guy in the backyard of a drive-in build like a pit for you and just roast it.
No.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But oh god, no, not him.
Tie
He's
yourself to a
he's
tree
nowhere.
and jump
I
into the
actually
ocean.
saw him downtown. I avoided him. This is some guy who was like freeloading on our property at the restaurant. It was
I
pretty
saw him
bad.
here at Couche-Tard.
Oh
And he
really?
was buying the Couche-Tard
Did he talk to
girl.
you?
Yeah, he talked to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't leave me
He
the
talks
fuck
to
alone.
everybody. It's nice, people talk to each other. It's nice. It's nice.
It's
This
not
guy
nice.
doesn't shut the fuck up.
Wow.
5-minute conversation, 10-minute, 20-minute I can deal with. This guy will take you for 3 hours.
I remember once. I think it was one of the first times you met him at the restaurant. You were outside, right outside at your car, and me and Glenn were looking at you. We're like, "Oh, a running bear's talking to him. Oh, he's not going anywhere. He's got the car keys in his hand. He's not going anywhere."
An hour later, I'm still there
Oh
talking.
my god! And back when I was in the army, and everyone else they wanted to get rid of me in the army, but I told them no, I needed to do my service, and it's like, shut the fuck up, please, I have to do it.
He still contradicts himself so many
He
times.
does. Oh
He's a
my
good
god.
guy, but like, shut up.
Well, he's fucked up. He's lived a fucked up life, and that's what you get.
He jumps in the river when.
Oh yeah, he bathes himself in the river.
The one back at,
Yeah, the St. Lawrence River. He
behind
like ties
the
himself
restaurant?
up. Yeah,
Wow.
he used to. We kicked him out of the restaurant because Like,
That's dangerous.
He fucking.
Then he come to your uncle and is like, you owe me like $900 for
Yeah, he imagined in his head that my uncle owed him money.
He should pass by the mental health clinic.
Well, yeah.
I think they kick him out. Or you'd love bomb
They'd
him.
get
What is
tired.
that thing?
Like literally, the job of the psychiatrist is to listen to him, and the psychiatrist would kick him out. Get
it's
get the
true.
fuck out.
Psychiatrist. Okay, so this is my first day in psychiatry, right?
Ooh, interesting. I like it.
We do have those people like schizophrenia and whatnot, and they would really just start rambling and talking and go off tangents, and that's like one of the first signs and symptoms. They'll just keep talking and go on tangent. It's like, oh, I like your kitchen. Oh, the kitchen is, there's fire, and then there's fire. Oh, spaceship has fire. They just go off tangents and tangents.
Wow.
It's so interesting, and then you just keep talking to them. I mean, they keep talking to you, and you're like, oh my god,
Shut the fuck up.
Exactly, I know that feeling. So eventually, you learn like tips and tricks of what psychiatrists say, so they stay focused or go back on target.
Okay, what are some of those things?
You just usually I want to just interrupt them. It's like, oh yeah, that's very nice. Now tell me back more about this.
Ah, okay.
Or when they're just not going anywhere, you just got to give them a break, come back later.
Yeah, they actually teach you how to do that too.
Yeah. And
Sometimes
a lot of times in psych, you got to get collateral information. I found that really interesting.
What's collateral information?
So you call the family member who knows them, or you call the nursing home or their doctor, just to get an idea of like how long they were like this,
Right.
or what else have they done at home that seems sometimes scary, like they start talking to the walls or something like that.
God. Man,
Psych was a fun field.
that reminds me of.
It's fun for a while.
it's-
I wouldn't want to do my
no.
career in that.
I would. You get a nice schedule.
I would have. I would have.
That's horrible.
I went to jail because of psych. I went
Oh, it's
upstate
true.
New York.
It's true. He worked in a prison for a while.
Yeah, I was in jail and in a prison. I did a couple of days.
Hold on. How was the prison? Please, I know you got stories about prison.
Did you drop the soap?
No, he did not.
Oh.
He's not in there with the bathing. Hey, hold on. I want to go take
He could have been carrying soap and dropped it.
We're doing this interview in the showers. It's
Oh God! Everyone's heads just raised. I heard a soap drop.
bend down and cough.
Bend down and cough. So tell us about
That
prison.
ain't my finger.
Did anyone scare you? Did you see
Dude, it was scary.
psychopath eyes?
Okay, so the prison was. I mean, I need to get clearance and security. It's like like in those movies where they have like double feds, and then there's like cops in the gates, and then the doctor that was following is like, okay, you protect this like tag, this ID badge with your life, because if you lose it, you can't get out of this place anymore.
Oh my God! Imagine being stuck there
I
because you
know.
lost your badge.
That would be so scary. I thought I was like, okay, I always to like spot check for this ID.
Yeah.
So a lot of these cases are, these people have a mental issue and then they shot someone. So, they need to be checked, whether this mental illness is still under control. Like if there's schizophrenia or depression, you got to check it out. And some people can develop schizophrenia or some mental disorder while in jail. So we get these cases where like people, they don't want to be in the jail, so they pretend to be crazy, and then they start lying to you or pretend that they see visions or hallucinations and whatnot. So you just got to ask the right questions and see whether it's real or not. It was really fun.
That's pretty crazy.
So you really got to know when they're lying or whether like they're answering the questions correctly. Like, is this a real hallucination? Is this a real case of depression, or they're just faking it?
And how could you tell? Do they train you in that? I mean, they must train you in that, but it gets better with experience, I guess.
It gets better with experience. I mean, like, you got to know what really is a hallucination. You got to really understand how it works or how the brain there's a lot of like fun science behind it.
It's probably one of the hardest things to prove, I would guess. Like, if someone actually is like psychologically have a problem or something.
Yeah.
Because it's an easy thing to fake too.
Yeah.
And you interview, I mean, like, for forensic psychiatry, I was really impressed because you spend a lot of time in this one case. Like, you talk to the patient for like almost 2 hours, I remember. Usually in the hospital, you don't get a 2-hour conversation with the doctor.
Because you have to push them out.
Yeah, you push them out. You got to go to the next one. Here, it's like you really got to be right. You really got to be sure. because it really depends.
You gotta think about it. Being a doctor, a nurse, it really is the ultimate job because you're a salesman, you're a teacher, you're a daycare worker.
People gotta trust you.
Not even that, man. But you gotta do all these things in 10 minutes. Because if you don't, that's another 5 patients you might not have seen. Think about that.
That's true. That whole thing with like, there's not enough personal time with a doctor anymore because they're just so high in demand. You know,
doctors can make a house call.
Oh man.
Oh, house calls are fun.
Why, you've done them?
I done them too.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. Here's a fun story.
Wow. Okay,
Here's a fun story.
Tell.
So I was working for the family doctor, and he does house calls. And not a lot of people do house calls anymore, but I feel like if I were to become a family doctor, I'll definitely do it. Because you're really helping out, the elderly people who can't go out of the house.
Makes
like
sense.
yesterday it was freezing raining, and let's say this old lady needs to get a refill on her blood pressure medication, and she can't get out, So it's nice to have a house call because you go to their houses, and I feel like it's really because they can't get out. And they're really happy that you're there. They want to bake you tea. They want to prepare food for you. But sometimes I remember this one case.
So you're just doing it for the free stuff.
Oh, but
you greedy bastard.
You know what I kind of see him doing, maybe eventually, is you want to go to Houston or Texas, but you know what? I see you maybe in Texas, but in a smaller town.
Yeah, maybe that's why I want to go to Texas because it's a very Hispanic. Small towns is a fun job. I'll probably serve more than Hispanic company. Probably doing house calls, right?
A house calls your own place. You know, everyone's going to know you in the town. Yes, there's going to be the good and bad because they're going to be, there's doctor. My toe's not feeling too good today, doc. And you're at the supermarket and he's going to bother you with that.
Oh, yeah. I would be just make an appointment. I can't talk to you, these are private conversations. You're going to tell me you're going to have genital herpes. You're not going to tell me in the supermarket.
Yeah, my herpes is flaring, doc. What can I do? It's go buy some double mint chocolate and put it on your crotch.
And then in small towns, everyone talks. It's I was at the supermarket the other day, and you'll never believe what Mrs. Ferguson told Jonathan Lai, the doctor. What did she tell him? Well, she said that she had flaming herpes. I knew it, that slut.
I think we have that here already.
That's one of the first things they teach you in med school. Patient confidentiality. You don't want to break any HIPAA laws. You're going to get crazy stuff happening to you afterwards.
You got to be protected too, because in the States they can sue for everything.
Oh, yeah.
My God. Does that terrify you?
Oh, every day.
That must be bad.
Getting consent forms.
That's such a money hungry system. Pass a law. Why is it here? Everybody the doctors are protected here, and you know what? That's good because if he's doing his best trying to save you, it's like a person. In the movie The Incredibles, I know it's an animated movie. He saves the guy from committing suicide, and then he gets sued.
I don't remember that.
Okay,
it was so long ago.
You save somebody.
Yeah.
Someone. Okay. How fucked up is this? You're a robber. You come into my house. I shoot you.
Yeah.
You can sue me because I shot you.
Yeah.
Fuck you! You trying to rob me? I'm shooting the fuck.
Yeah, you could sue for anything. You could really sue, but I think that's the point of the justice system. At that point, it's you have to prove that he didn't do it in self defense. He did it to hurt me.
Whatever the amendment is, and you cross the line, you're on my property.
I know. Which they probably. I like to believe that. In that case, the robber never wins. I like to believe that.
Some people do.
As for the doctor, sure, you could. It could be the fact that the person couldn't be saved, and the family's suing you, and suing you for malpractice. It's well, then you have to prove that everything that you did was okay, and there wasn't no malpractice, and there was nothing you could have done.
With them, something happened on the operation. The guy died. Just the doctor has to be required to do to give us before every surgery. A doctor should give a urine test just to see if he has blood alcohol level or anything. If something happens,
right?
That's the perfect thing. Just before he goes into surgery for the day or his daily shift,
Just protect himself. At the same time,
it's easy though. You give a pee test.
But so many doctors are on call and called in. Right? The doctors are called in for emergencies, right?
And you take a drink. You shouldn't be drinking first of all because you're at work.
Right.
Okay, I guess so. You're gonna do a pee test on everyone? That's not on efficient.
Everyone. And it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
Those tests are very
Why is it
expensive.
Because you're putting Like, how much actual, like, is it really that expensive to do? Or is it just because you can put a price tag on it and make it expensive?
I don't know. I just know that
It
they
goes down
charge.
to the thing I said
Well,
with the medication.
exactly. Yeah. Well, again, they figure hospitals could pay for the drug
Exactly,
test, and
like-
the hospital's like, well, I'm not going to pay to have my drug
look.
test all the time. So it's just like a buildup of expenses, right?
Like, those pills that people are being made, like, pills are being made now by robots in a way. Like, they're getting stirred into a pot by robotics, and they're being mass production. Now, it's like a CD. A CD shouldn't cost you $20. The CD itself is like 10 cents. Yes, it's a guy's
Right.
artist. Yeah, he made his songs and everything. But, you know what? I'm going to pay for my subscription of Spotify now, my $10, or my $8, or whatever, and I'm going to have all this music for free, right?
Yeah. Well, I
Right.
mean, I think that in that case, the artist should charge whatever they want, but the price that it's really expensive is because of the label company and the competition. If that label's charging $20, I'm going to charge $20. That's
I remember when I was younger and I got CDs for $25. Now you go to HMV, like my
how
friend,
much are they?
I'm dying, and my friend got a CD, like the new
HMV.
Drake CD.
How much?
I think he
Don't.
paid $10 for it.
Oh, that's good. Okay, they went down in price because they had to.
But no, even when they first come out, the most you're gonna pay is like there's like 3 editions now. Like there's the standard, the deluxe, and there's the ultimate deluxe edition.
Yeah. Because for music, we have so many options. We got streaming options. We got YouTube. We got
Yeah, YouTube.
iTunes. And of course, we got like it's very easy to download illegally download music. So the companies are forced. They have no choice but to reduce the price.
But they're
which
not. They're not. Yeah, they
well,
brought it down
when
since-
you consider inflation, and back in high school, because I remember the day that it was $25, and after all the inflation, now they went down to 10. They brought the price down quite
brought it
substantially.
down. They brought it down because we were able to find a way to do stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly it, and that's what every industry needs in a way, and that's why taxis are getting angry with Uber and Lyft and all that shit. And,
Oh, no offense,
you know.
but I'm sorry. As soon as you come to my door, I have to pay you $6 to step into your dirty ass cab.
No, it's $3.50, isn't it?
Some places it's 5, some places it's 6. Some
Well,
places-
Wait,
you gotta-
for what? Uber or
No,
for
not
taxis?
Uber. Just
Yeah,
taxis.
that's the tax, right? It's $3.50, isn't it? I don't know.
Oh.
Some places, like, as soon as you get in, I think I used the cab, like, for the first time in, like, a year, a few days ago to go to the clinic.
Okay.
It was, like, $6 just to sit in it.
No. How? I don't,
I sat my ass in it, and it's like, the guy's like, $6.
I've never heard that before. Because I know that the initial
You know
cost.
the little rate thing there?
Yeah.
It was at 6.
Oh, it started off at 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen, man.
I'm not going to fight it. It's too late now, but anyways.
Wow.
It's supposed to start at $3.50, and that's supposed to be your
Okay,
tax,
okay,
the
you,
GST.
I work at Westmount.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say where exactly.
Right.
My friend lives... It's a good walking distance, but it's down the street in NDG.
It's walkable, right?
It's a walkable.
Yeah.
It's a 20-minute walk.
Okay.
So he took a cab one time because he came visit me at work when I started, and he left. It was like 2 hours later because I don't have much to do, and he left and he took a cab. This is a cab. It cost him $15. The next time he came, he took an Uber.
Yeah.
Uber cost him $6,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
and he got a BMW.
Oh, the driver was driving a BMW. Yeah. No, it's true. And sometimes they put up free
Did
stuff.
you see what Quebec did now? Like, to become an Uber driver, you have to get like a Class 3 license.
Really? Fucking.
Like, fuck off.
That's government interfering to get money in some way, shape, or form.
that's
Like they
another
say it
thing.
for safety and shit, but no, it's not because of that. It's not.
I
It's
know
not.
this is we've been talking about for the last 3 podcasts about marijuana. This is my last thing I want to say. I want to see what
Until next
not
episode.
Canada, but if Quebec is going to try to make it like privatized, where like we have hydro, it's Quebec.
Yeah.
SAQ.
Well, SAQ wanted to distribute the marijuana.
No, fuck off.
I'm telling you,
Really?
that's what they want to do here. If it becomes, they're talking about it. If it becomes legal, SAQ wants to be in charge of distributing it. And I got into a really interesting conversation about it with my uncle.
No,
Like,
I'm so against it.
so am I. So am I. It's
Because we they have hydro, they have the lotteries, they have the alcohol,
Yeah.
and we're still in fucking debt.
the government has all the vices. All the vices.
But yet,
and
where's this money going?
then wait, hold on. Not only that, but they got all the fucking vices, and then they put out these advertisements, these public service announcements telling you not to drink irresponsibly, don't do drugs, don't smoke, don't gamble, you know? Like, but it's the government that's giving out these services. You're fucking so, like, two-faced. It's horrible.
Well, we already knew that.
It's disgusting. What kind of... Oh, I don't know, man. That's greed. That's so much greed, because those vice, the vice industry, the sin tax, whatever, all that's where all the money is. That's like billions of dollars that the government is making from that stuff.
My point is, we have all these things, vice, whatever you're saying.
Yeah.
And it makes tons of money.
Yeah.
But yet our taxes are still so high.
Well,
our
yeah.
streets are still bad. Our school systems are still bad.
Yeah.
We have what's the good thing going on in Quebec now?
Not much.
Poutine.
You know what it is?
We'll move with you, John.
Poutine is so good.
We're celebrating a big birthday for Quebec or something.
What is it?
I don't know. It's like, aren't we celebrating 380 years or something, or 80 years?
Isn't Montreal 150 next year or something like that?
150 years old, but yet we're putting ourselves more in the hole just to put some more lights on the street. Our highway systems are fucked up. We build a fucking passage the wrong way, so we have to spend another $10 million to fix it.
Well, have you seen what they want to do to St. Catherine?
Please tell me.
They want to cut off cars from passing on St. Catherine.
Why?
Make the whole street walking. And I don't know from where. Probably from like Saint Laurent on. Maybe around Saint Laurent.
cars?
Maybe Place des Arts area. Yeah,
So make it like
they've
Prince
already
Arthur?
stopped it. They've already cut it off. Like, cars can't pass by there certain times of the year. But now they want to do it all year long, and they're going to have outdoor yoga studios and fucking, oh, shit, man.
You can't do this in a place that has winter.
So many, yeah, exactly. Enough that we're running out of parking spaces because
No, we're not running out of parking spaces. You know what the problem is?
we are. What?
It's because you're building and building on. You're just building more dumb shit on top of dumb shit.
Well, the fucking bike path doesn't get used half the year.
I'm just waiting for a giant sinkhole.
What are you waiting for?
A giant sinkhole in downtown.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
I hope so.
I mean, it won't be the first one. We've had so many.
I'm talking a real big one. I'm talking like where it engulfs like 3 buildings.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen because there are probably people in those buildings, and that would be
you're going down for a cause.
tragedy.
I'm sorry, Mother Earth needs to take back because we got to say fuck you to Quebec.
Okay. How about
gonna
this?
stay there for
How
a
about
while.
this? How about the sinkhole happens when the buildings are closed and no one's in
Unfortunately,
it?
for a statement to be made, some lives have to go.
Oh, Jay.
I'm a little bit too dramatic.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. If you die or someone dies who's a family member in the upcoming future and I said this, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Tisk.
It's the Hunger Games right now.
The Hunger Games. And speaking of Hunger Games, I'm pretty hungry.
Should I eat?
I had
Where's
a
your
chocolate bar.
chocolate bar?
I had a chocolate. I finished it. John, is there anything else you want to say? Anything we should know to keep ourselves healthy?
If you go to the family doctor and you have forms to be filled,
Fill them.
those employment forms and whatever forms.
We don't have that here, I think.
You don't? Or
Yeah, we do.
vaccination
Yeah,
forms
yeah,
and
you
stuff
do,
like that.
you
So
do,
you
you do.
show your whatever.
You only do it once because they keep a file of it. But
Yeah. But sometimes you gotta, for applications and stuff, try to fill it out as much as possible.
It makes your life difficult when they don't.
Oh my god, you have no clue how many crazy forms that we have.
Oh, fuck, this
It's
person
can
didn't
you
write
at
anything.
least write your name on it? I don't know
really?
whose form is this anymore.
Is that an issue, really?
You'd be surprised. People
I mean, just do an effort.
It's like the first line name.
Exactly. Because
what I
sometimes we
don't
get
get?
the...
What's
in
that?
Quebec, the other day I was trying to get information on a hospital
Yeah.
and they refused to have it translated in English.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
You're a government site. You know we're English and French here. Really?
Is it the OQLF website that doesn't have English? Like, if you click the English button on their page, because they're bastards, they have an English button, they'll send you to a site where in French it says that Quebec operates in French and you have to learn French. It's like they don't even translate the site. They put that link there to tease you, and it's like, at this point, you're just pretty much you're pretty much showing us all your dick and just going like, suck it.
I wouldn't be surprised if one day we're just gonna get to the point where we're gonna be like, I could see Montreal separating from Quebec and becoming like a
No, I don't.
Their own little
I don't see that.
city country.
I see people like pushing for it, but it'll
think that
never
would
happen.
happen.
I don't. It'd be interesting to see.
I think
We,
it
we
will
could make
happen.
we could make a bet on it.
No, we can make a bet on it, but
I don't think we'll be alive to see it, but
Yeah.
we
Never
could put
say
a bet
never.
on it.
I never thought we'd see Trump as president.
Yeah.
Justin
Simpsons.
Bieber taught me one thing: never say never.
Oh my
Or
god.
Brexit. I don't know how that happened either.
People, you know what happened? And a lot of things. I give you an example: is people don't get up to vote. They bitch about it, they complain, and they'll fucking protest. But when it comes down to putting a vote, they won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't complain about your country if you're not willing to vote.
I do feel like that did happen in a way.
And another thing is the
I don't
popular-
know, man. I once heard something that said that a lot of Donald Trump supporters were openly for Hillary, and then when they got to the privacy of the booth, they
No,
changed their vote.
Well, no, what happened was, you know what screwed it over?
What's that?
Honestly, and people are gonna say, I'm not gonna go with that whole Russia thing where they're saying Russia.
Yeah, no,
swayed.
fuck that.
But that
That's
did
a
sway that when that thing came out with the FBI,
yeah.
it swayed people more onto Trump. And
Wait,
a big
what
thing.
FBI thing?
Well, the FBI said we're investigating the emails now.
Yeah, the emails.
And that
Okay.
people brought.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
It finally died off. People were okay with her again.
Yeah.
And I think when that came out, and it happened right before the election. So right before the election, you got people thinking again. So they get to the booth and they're like, "I'm gonna vote for it." No, I'm fucking Trump. But then she had over 2 million. Did you see? She holds a record now, and it's a
The
sad
biggest
record.
difference between popular vote and electoral vote? She
held-
won the popular vote
she
by
won
an insane
2
number
million,
and still lost
and
the electoral.
She
Yeah.
won by 2 million popular votes.
Yeah.
And it's the first time in history that a person who won the popular vote lost by that much.
Yeah, I heard the last time that happened in the 1860s sometime.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
1970, I saw.
Are you sure? I don't think
1970?
1970. I'm pretty sure it
think
was
it was
in the
Nixon.
1800s. I don't think so, man.
I don't know.
I gotta look it up.
Fact check.
Yeah, never fact check.
Quincy Adams.
Anyway, so
Here's
this-
another fun
yeah.
question. Also, I ask people. So we're talking about like suing doctors and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What if let's say you really liked your doctor, like we're really close. I was your pediatrician since like forever.
You buy him drinks, he buys you drinks.
Yeah, we're really. Would you? And then one day I gave you, instead of a flu shot, I gave you some other shot. Would you still sue me if we're really that close? Like, if you have a good patient, doctor-patient relationship, would you still sue your doctor
As a
for
good-
everything he has?
See, in Canada, if I was able to sue you, I wouldn't. But in the States, I'm pretty sure I would sue you because I have an opportunity to make a lot of money.
Yeah, but
But do you think that everybody's
just
there
said that-
to get the money out of the
A
doctor?
lot of people, yes.
It's really sad.
a
when you
lot of
think about
people
And
want.
this
A lot
is
of
big
people
money. Now,
will
here's the
do
thing
sick things.
I don't get.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're allowed, if the government won't protect you as a doctor from helping people, you know what they should be able to do?
What's that?
Before you go to a family doctor, it's like, I choose you to be my family doctor, John. You know what you should be able to do? Okay, well, thank you for choosing me. Now, before I accept you, I need you to sign a disclaimer.
Oh, that you won't sue me back. That's just
It's fair. It's fair game. If I have the right to sue you, why don't I have, as a doctor, have the right to, look, I'm overworked because you're overworked. You're overtired. Sometimes you're going to spend, 14, 15 hours in the office?
Isn't that the whole prenup argument?
But what if
Not for prenups. Don't get me started.
Oh yeah, well I mean if I'm the moneymaker, so am I, right?
It's not a moneymaker. It's let's say, okay, well, not everyone in life is going to come out better. Like if you look what my parents were able to do, and what I am, I'm not going to be as successful in certain ways as my parents were.
Well, not with that attitude, you won't be.
I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
So let's say I get married, and my parents left me a business, a house, and properties. So just because you married me and I inherit this, and you divorced me, you have the right to that? No, I think that's not. That shouldn't be fair.
No, I don't think that's right either. But again, like the whole prenup argument thing is like, what, you don't trust that this relationship is going to work, right?
I don't trust it, but if it
It's
doesn't
that-
work, I want to protect what my parents gave me.
And it's like, well, marriage shouldn't be based on that. And it's basically the same when asking a patient to sign a. It's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna poison me? Are you gonna kill me?
This kind of sounds creepy, but
it's a little creepy.
It's fine. It can be creepy, but I'm also taking a risk. See, that's the thing. If you really need medical attention, if all doctors did this, it would force the government to make the law. It's like the Good Samaritan.
Yeah. Okay. I see where you're going.
Yeah.
You see, I'm by doing.
But what if I really did a mistake? Let's say I was supposed to take out your right kidney, but I took out your left kidney, and then I left a syringe inside your stomach.
Oh, okay. That escalated.
I mean,
that's a really bad day. John, have you been drinking again?
During my surgeries, no. I swear it was the nurse and the med student did it.
See, but that's the thing. That's the difference. Like, if he leaves okay, but like, what happens if the doctor? There's cases probably where the doctor got sued for something small. You can always answer an you can always give an example of something bigger. You know what I mean? How
severe it is, yeah.
You know, I agree. I see your points, but I still think a doctor should be protected to a point. Like
I feel so too.
So think about this. Let's you take away all the suing and everything. Okay, but he fucked up to like your question. The thing you said, you fucked up that badly. What's gonna happen? He loses his license to practice. There you go. Why do you need to?
Well, a lot more other stuff too.
Huh? A lot more other stuff too.
He's in prison. Fine.
For leaving a syringe in, yeah, probably.
Probably.
So,
very likely.
It comes down to the question: do you want justice or do you want a paycheck? Because you know what could happen? He did all this fucked up shit, but he settles out of court.
Yeah. And that's probably what happens with a lot of them. They're like, okay, look, you clearly want money. How much? You know.
I mean, I feel like okay, if I did something wrong, yeah, you know, I do deserve some punishment for it. But yeah, well, I don't know about the licensing. That's really bad too. But I don't think like because you signed that consent, I did all these mistakes, and therefore, yeah, good luck to you.
Yeah,
that's just
a little fucked up.
You shouldn't be able to sue because I wanted a. Okay, but also you never know. A doctor could get sued because he touched my chest in a certain way and I didn't feel comfortable, but I need to check your heart rate.
Oh yeah, I hear those stories too.
Oh really?
There you go, motherfuckers.
No, I didn't deny it.
But look, with this whole new empowerment with feminism and stuff, you get a male doctor. I don't feel comfortable with you. Well, I'm sorry, miss, but if you want someone to take care of you, I'm the only doctor on the shift right now. Okay, fine.
Can you actually request a female doctor in a hospital?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, you could.
If you don't feel comfortable about it, tell me why. Maybe we'll have the nurse over to like supervise it. You make amends with your patient. You try to like reach equal ground.
Yeah.
If your patient really doesn't want her breast to be touched, and you're the guy, I mean, I'm not gonna force it on her. But if I really have to check it, yeah, I'll make find some equal ground. How can I do this for you? Or explain them like, oh, I need to check for this, or I would only like touch here. Or tell me whenever it feels really uncomfortable.
Oh my god, sounds like so much work.
It is work.
You just really gotta talk to your patient.
Imagine he just did all that work and he left and thinking he did a great job, and she's like all pretending to be all fake. Then 2 weeks later, you've been served.
Yeah.
No, that's why you have to like write down and report everything. It's like, okay, the patient consented. We talked about this. You have to write it on your report all the time.
No, imagine this. He just saw a patient. He writes down all this stuff. He did his whole report. He's overworked. If he had a certain level of protection, you know, a doctor has it's coming down to the point where a doctor's going to have a video camera in his office every 2 seconds.
Do you have video cameras in your office?
No.
He should, though. I think that's where we're coming down. I think we should have cameras.
I mean, you can
like
ask
the cops
do,
like the cops on their uniform.
Yeah, you should have a camera. Look here, this is your medical office.
Like hidden cameras?
No. A full out camera. This file, you tell them you're going to be recorded. Why? Because motherfucker, I don't want to get sued. As simple as that. I don't want to get sued.
It is an interesting idea.
It sounds. I mean, maybe, but you have to tell the patient first.
No, they'll be like. Obviously, they're going to see the camera. You'll be like, you're being recorded because this. But hold on, we're not done yet. We're going to...
But wait, there's more.
Obviously, you give them a changing room if they have to get naked. You give them a little changing room. Change, put on the gown, come. Okay, it's like, okay, obviously if you're doing like a rectum exam or something, a prostate exam, you can do, you get another doctor or a nurse there to be your witness.
If I'm a guy, could I request a female doctor for a rectum exam?
Well, no,
you better have a good explanation.
I feel uncomfortable.
I hear the story like this.
How about that? I feel uncomfortable.
I don't want Jamal's big hands on me. So
we had this. You can't say that.
Yeah, I can.
you got to say it in a more
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
socially
bro,
acceptable
I'm like,
manner.
okay, you want Shaquille O'Neal putting his big thumb in your ass?
Oh God.
What if it's like the size of John?
What happens if his finger's 12 inches long? It's like, you just got fucked.
What if it's the size of John? What
I'm
if
not gonna lie,
John's?
if I had an option between John and you, I'm taking John's hand.
That's fine. I would take John's hand too. But yeah.
We
That's
do
like kind
get
of a
that.
double standard, isn't it?
No, it's not.
No.
I have a big finger in my ass.
No. My example is like if a woman. Oh, but then again, you.
It's
you
like,
should
why
say
would you rather
bring in
have
a
the
nurse
female
that-
doctor?
I was
You
just telling
know,
her she has really tiny hands.
and then you gotta explain like, okay, my hands are just as small, and if he really wants that female doctor in there, then you're like, okay, something's up. It's like I could literally report you that you just want something off of it.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking it's going to be sexual. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because we do get patients like that. These guys like, oh yeah, they got like genital herpes, but no, it has to be the female doctor in here that I know is here, and I don't want her to see it.
Oh God.
Then it's just things take off, and then I go in or the male doctor comes in and he freaks out or
Yeah.
he yells at you. Then okay, this is just wrong.
So
And you
put on
see
your
like
pants.
reports for it, and then you write reports on it, and then they also go doctor to doctor jumping, and you just gotta tell the other doctors like, yo, yeah, this guy sometimes just come in and really wants the female doctor. And then you decide whether to admit them in the future or not. Maybe he's just malingering also.
Yo, guys are kind of pigs.
I think everybody's a pig. Look, we might be.
Maybe.
We're.
Maybe. Kind of a fucked up society.
Yeah, working in the hospital, you see the worst out of people too.
Oh, I believe that.
Oh, working in the forensic pathology lab, now that's something different. You see really crazy stuff.
Like in terms of your victims or the people working in
Your
there?
victims.
There's everything.
The victims.
I mean,
that you
the
work
people
on.
who work there has to have a certain type of personality also, I
Oh,
feel.
probably.
Because like a lot of the assistants for the people who work in the morgue, for the doctors, they used to work as like funeral home directors. They they're familiar with like opening up bodies, and they're okay
They're familiar
with
with the dead.
They
But-
like it. They like touching that cold, clammy skin.
Well, I hope not.
it. Some people, I don't know.
I don't know. I once took a religion course about death, and one of the teacher's friends was a coroner, and she said like it's just a piece of meat. That's the way she saw
That's
it.
horrible.
It's just a piece of meat.
Please never tell
that,
me
that you
like-
got to dress up. That's
Yeah, Jay has
that's all
passed
it
away.
is.
He's just a piece of meat. I'm just gonna be like, well, okay, then eat me.
Well, if that's what helps them do their job, I guess
I mean, sometimes you gotta have like a coping mechanism out of it. I mean, you see all crazy cases like car accident cases and suicide cases, homicide cases. You gotta find a way to cope with it. Because if you like connect too much with it, then you're really gonna hate
Yeah,
your
I mean,
job.
if you look at them as human while you're cutting them open and taking out their insides and then putting makeup on their outside, it's like that's kind of messed up if you see them as a human.
yeah.
I guess they have to convince themselves this is just a piece of meat, especially if you don't know them.
I'm hungry now. Thank you.
Oh,
well,
anatomy class always makes me hungry. I don't know why.
Jesus. Okay.
Is that something wrong with me?
On that note, we went for an hour and a half. This is
wow.
our longest podcast, and I'm not surprised either. I could talk to you so much more. We should save it for another time, though. Next
Yes,
time
don't
you're
worry.
in town. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming.
Every time you're in town, I want you on the show. This was so interesting.
It was fun, doing this. Definitely
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it again.
I'm sure it was weird at the beginning, but
I'll write down more fun cases. and
Yeah.
we'll discuss about them or ethical dilemmas.
Awesome.
Something to look forward to.
And as always, thanks for watching or listening,
listening.
I should say.
And we're out.